Good morning, internet people. This is Adam with thehighestreturn.com coming at you from YouTube or Facebook, whatever your medium of choice is. So, today I'd like to talk to you about a few food stocks that I really think are nice to have in your portfolio. They pay good dividends and they aren't actually at risk of falling as much as some of these high-tech stocks and growth stocks that you've been seeing on Twitter or elsewhere, Reddit, etc. So the first one I'd like to talk to you about is Archer Daniels Midlands. Let's just get right into it. So Archer Daniels Midlands, for people that aren't familiar, is a company that procures basically food from farms, transports it, stores it, and then retails it. It's really a food company. If you think farms, think Archer Daniels Midlands. Let's take a look at some of the stats. Market cap is $31 billion. Their PE ratio is 17.96. Their forward dividend and yield is 2.62%. Not a bad dividend for a company. PE ratio is actually good for today's standards. And let's take a look at the 5-year chart here. It's done pretty well. It did have a dip back in March 2020. As every other company did. This is when the coronavirus hit. But it's recovered nicely, and I believe it will continue to do pretty well. This one would be something you'd want to hold long term because you get the dividends for, and you'll see, I think, that American food companies are one of the things that America has a competitive advantage in compared to other countries. As we see free trade and everything, one of the things about America is they have these vast swaths of arable land. So America is basically the breadbasket for a large portion of the world. And so this is a long-term hold stock. No matter really what happens, you can pretty much depend on American agriculture. Second company in that category is Conagra. So Conagra, you have to look at these performance outlooks. Everybody thinks it's negative, but I really have a positive feeling about this company. Conagra, if you've ever bought frozen potatoes or frozen French fries, likely you've bought a Conagra brand. They do business, I know they do business in Idaho. They work with a lot of potato farmers, and their PE ratio is under 15, 14.94, excellent PE ratio, and their forward dividend and yield is $1.10, and their yield is 3.24% at current prices. That's a great yield for a stock. And if we want to take a look at the charts here, it also pulled back, it pulled back in December 2018, and then had a pullback in March, and then has kind of gone down a little bit as other types of stocks gain steam, especially those growth stocks, those electric vehicle stocks, for example. But I don't think this is a good company to overlook. I think this is a company to consider staying in and potentially picking up some shares because they are, in my opinion, undervalued. Let's take a look at their earnings. Last time they actually beat estimates. And if you're interested in looking at what they do, they operate as a consumer packaged goods food company in North America. Grocery and snacks, refrigerated and frozen, international food service segments. Grocery snack segment primarily offers shelf-stable food products in various retail channels in the United States. Refrigerated and frozen segment provides temperature-controlled food products in various retail channels in the United States. International segment offers food products in various temperature states in retail and food service channels outside the United States. I won't bore you with more details than that, but regardless, I do think that both CAG and ADM are good buys. I'm no financial advisor, so do your own due diligence, but in my opinion, these are safe haven stocks. Anyways, this has been Adam with the Highest Return. I really only have time to cover 2 stocks right now. Let me know in the comments below if you have any thing to add or any sort of disagreements or anything you'd like to bring up. But these two food stocks look pretty appetizing right now. Anyways, have a good week, and make sure you search Facebook for the Highest Return Group and join. I'd love to welcome you to the community. Take care.